Let me see. End stream. End stream. Dismiss. Oh man. Welcome everybody to another edition of Real Talk for Real Men. I screwed up. I clicked on the wrong thing, so I just posted the link here. So let me go ahead on and try to make some quick adjustments here. I apologize. I was live and I screwed it up. So bear with me, folks. I was all set up and I screwed it up. No, 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 no. My channel. I want to go live. Bear with me, folks. Getting off to a poor start here. So I'll have to edit out these parts, I hope. Stream. Okay. All right. Next. All right. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Real Talk for Real Men. So bear with me. If you can, go live with me on the YouTube platform, and I'm going to have to resend out some invites here because I screwed up a little bit. So bear with me. This is going to take me just a couple of minutes. And hopefully I can get my guests to come on here in just a second. But I've also posted the link in the window. So if you're watching this, please click on the link, copy and paste, and come on into the studio. This was my mistake. So please bear with me here as I kind of get some things back cracking. I'm expecting some live guest footage for the show. So bear with me just a few moments, folks. This is going to be, let's see, hang on. Bear with me just a few moments, folks. This is my screw up. I was all set and had done all this. There we go. All right. Mr. Raheem, what's going on, my brother?
What up? What up?
All right. How you doing? Welcome. Give me a couple more minutes. I was all set up and I literally clicked on the wrong thing. So give me just a couple of minutes to send out the invites again because I had to recreate the link. And so
All
I
right.
see that my guests are starting to pop in again. So this was my mistake. So let's hopefully I can get back my guests here. So this was my mistake. So let's hopefully I can get back my guests. Oh man, I hear myself talking twice. Do y'all guys hear that background feed?
Somebody watching you.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody. I just turned my phone down. I just took my volume off.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, we good now.
All right. Okay. Well, at least I got two of my brothers coming on. I'm literally expecting maybe as many as 10, and I screwed up because I had this created and I clicked on the wrong thing. So for my viewers out there, please come on board if you can, and we'll get started. I'm gonna give everybody about a quick 3 or 4 minutes. I see people are popping in here, so I'll do some introductions here in a second. How you doing, Mr. Bird?
Hey, what's going on? What's up, fellas?
All
What's
right,
up now?
all right, all right. Now, sis, if you're listening, I cannot bring you on camera. This is an all-male panel, so I want you to just hang out and ask questions in the room, but I can't bring you on screen. Okay? So I hope you can hear me. For my women fans out there watching, I'm expecting questions. So I see we've got McMack, Shibhana is on. We've got the Candy Shop. Carlos, man, come on camera live. We'd love to have you. I'm hearing some background from somebody.
Yeah, that's not me this time.
Not me.
Yeah, I don't know.
So let's say. I'm not sure where the feedback is coming from.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too. I don't know where it's coming from.
Okay.
I was here and it looked like it stopped.
Okay. Okay, pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead on and get started then. I've actually got some females on, so they're probably loaded and ready with some questions. I want to kind of go around real quick, and as people come on board, we'll introduce them as well. But I want you to just kind of introduce yourself, however you want to introduce yourself. Welcome to the Valentine's Day edition of Real Talk for Real Men. Some of us, like myself, I don't have a Valentine's Day special. I know some of you guys got wives, so I truly appreciate you being able to take the time out. And I hear that reverb again that kicked in.
Yeah, I heard it.
But I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedules. And I will say this: if you can't stay the whole show, I understand. I know it's a holiday weekend, so fantastic. I get that. So we're gonna hopefully be able to get through this. But let's start with you, Raheem. Tell the fans a little bit about yourself.
My name is Raheem Gaines. I'm a IT tech at American Intercontinental University. I do IT work, write music, make music, do graphics.
Where is that coming from? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenny, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Good evening. My name is Kenny. Well, that's what my family called me. My name is actually Kendrick. Is my government name. My background is video journalism. I've been sports and news. I've done that half my life. I'm 52 years old. Just celebrated a birthday last month. I'm single. Was married 19 years. Been divorced for almost 7 years now, and have 3 adult children and 1 granddaughter.
All right, my brother. Appreciate that. Okay. Come on back in here, Bert. Bert, whenever you turn your mic on, the reverb starts back.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but I think there's a little feedback. But I think that's where it's coming from. But we're gonna make it through.
All right, well, I'll introduce myself while we get that worked out real quick.
Uh-huh.
All right, my name is Bert, 49 years old. I'm a billing manager, and I have 2 kids. Well, 2 young lions now, 21 and 26. And I'm engaged to be married.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Kennard, last one, my brother. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's going on, guys? I'm 41 years old. Definitely glad to be here tonight. I have 3 children. I'm married and multi-operational manager in the restaurant industry. And I also have a podcast where I talk Auburn football at Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn, a relatively successful podcast, is doing pretty well. And I love being on this show. It gives me a kind of a change of pace, content-wise, and always glad to share perspective, especially from a Black man perspective. So definitely honored to be on the show tonight.
Fantastic. Well, we are honored to have you, my brother. I appreciate all of you guys again taking the time out of your schedules to be here. As I mentioned, some of you are married, so I appreciate that. So we're going to, I'll be neglectful if I say myself. I'm 53 years old. I'm divorced. I far as kids, I have a son and it's a long story. Having said that, that's all I know about. But been divorced, single, and I've actually been celibate for about a year now. So yeah. So for me, my perspective is coming from a place of getting out of this rat race. So I want to go ahead on as we wait for the questions to kind of come in. I know that for a fact I've got several women on that's going to pose some questions. Ladies, if you would start with your questions. As we do this really quickly, though, I want you guys to tell me what Valentine's Day means for you, because we're all coming from a different place. So anybody, what does Valentine's Day mean for you?
I'll start. I'll
Okay.
start. For me, at this point in my life, since I've been single since 2013, no pressure. I mean, it doesn't mean really anything to me. Back was funny. I was in Walmart earlier today, and I saw a lot of the men hustling and bustling at the last minute, trying to get cards and flowers and stuffed teddy bears and whatnot. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, if you got to hustle and bustle and do this today, what are you doing the other 364 days of the year? So you kind of missing the boat, because my thing is today you shouldn't feel pressure if you're taking care of your lady and letting her know you appreciate her. I'm not saying you got to do something every day of those 365 days, but you should still be putting forth the effort and letting her know that she's special to you. So today doesn't mean anything to me. I'm sitting back sipping out my red cup.
Absolutely. What about you, Raheem? What does Valentine's Day mean for you, my brother?
For me, it's like my man says, just another day. I'm married too, and got an 8-year-old. So for me, it's just a little bonus day, to do something extra out of the ordinary that I don't normally do, throughout the week, just to show some extra attention. But just a little bonus day to me.
Okay. Kennard, what does this day mean for you? I know you're married.
Yeah, I mean it's a special day, especially for the ladies. I mean, honestly, I don't care if I get anything or not, but I think it's just a acknowledgement. It's just a gesture of love. And sometimes, I mean, I will say that women can be, I'm not gonna say superficial, but when they get those flowers, they want to post those flowers on Facebook to show their friends, hey, my man loves me, my man bought me this and that kind of thing. But I think it's just a gesture of respect for your relationship. You don't necessarily have to go over the top, but just to acknowledge, hey, this is Valentine's Day. This is a day that, America, whoever have specified as the day to show your love. Go on and get the flowers and the candy quick, and make sure you give you out.
Okay. Bert, last one. What does Valentine's Day mean for you? I know that you have a fiance.
I mean, to me, to tell you the truth, it's just a day you just set aside, and it's just for love. The whole day is just about love, and that's about it. I mean, I do express love throughout the rest of the year and before, but yeah, I think it's just a day for the ladies. Just it's a time for them just to feel extra. Give them a little bit extra attention. The whole nine. So I don't mind. So when you with somebody that you love, you don't mind doing things like that. It might seem a little cheesy at times, but at the end of the day, if it makes them happy, it makes them feel, good about themselves, then hey, listen, I'm all for it. There's nothing wrong with it.
I love it. Well, I don't know. Well, you guys may not see this. The questions are hitting, so we get ready to get it popping. Believe it or not, the women asked for this show. They asked for this 6 or 7 months ago. They wanted me to put together a panel of men because they wanted to hear us answer questions from a male perspective, and this is real talk for real men in its truest sense. So I want you guys to be as honest as you want to be. Say it however you feel it. So I'm going to get started with the very first question, which I think is an appropriate one to start with. What's the one thing you wish women understood better about men? Anybody can choose to go first. What's the one thing you wish women understood better about men?
I think the thing that I would like to say is that we don't think the same way that you do about things. You know what I'm saying? Like our approaches to life are a lot different. Sometimes if we're responding to something in a calm kind of way, it's not that we don't care. It's because we know what the outcome is going to be, and we don't have to be emotional and dramatic about it.
Wow.
I think when you see it in a real crazy situation, if you see a guy calm and collected, you better be glad that that's the guy that you with, because that's the kind of guy that can respond smoothly in a real crazy situation. We don't react the same way that you do, so don't expect us to. I think also even in gestures of love, we don't love the way you do, the same way that you do. We're not as compassionate as you are. Like, say, for instance, with the kids, a man is going to be different with the kids than a woman is going to be, and that's what creates the balance. So I think those differences is what makes the man-woman dynamic so unique and really amazing at its best.
Okay. I love that. I love that.
I totally agree.
Anybody want to go next?
I think this is the biggest thing. Ladies, we're not mind readers.
Whoa.
We can read your mind. If it's something that you really want to, you got to tell us. I can't assume that it's something that you want or need if you're not talking to me and communicating that with me. So that's my biggest thing. I can't read because we think different, just like Kennard said. We think differently. We're built differently. We're all that. So thing is, we're not mind readers. We can't read your mind. If you want something, let me know.
Closed mouth don't get fed, as they say.
Exactly.
You know, Bert or Raheem?
I'll go. I would like to understand, like if we're coming from work, or if you're coming from, if you have your own business, so forth and so on. Understand that when we come home or when we're done, just because if we don't want to talk about it at the time, don't mean that we don't want to talk to you about what's going on. Sometimes it takes time for us to process, to decompress, just to get ourselves together. Sometimes we just might need that time aside. It doesn't mean that we don't love you. Don't mean that we don't appreciate you. It just means that sometimes we just need to chill for a minute, get our mind right, get back on track, and then it's back to the same old, same old. And more than likely, we'll go ahead and open back up to you and let you know what's going on. But we just need that time to process it and just to get some things figured out.
Man, let me tell you something, Bert. That is what preserved my marriage for the amount of years that it did, respecting those boundaries, because as a man, we need that time to decompress a little bit. And I think women are on as soon as you walk through the door. So I love that point. Raheem?
I think for me, like I understand that women are, emotional beings, and that's, well and fine. We as men, we kind of cater to those things. But sometimes that, a man needs a little praise, throughout his day. You're doing good, baby. I really appreciate what you're doing. Just a little bit. We don't necessarily have to have no whole day. Like I even told my wife, I don't have to have no cake. I don't have to have no Christmas presents. Just tell me, you know what? You're a good father. You know what you're doing. I appreciate everything that you do for me. That alone goes a long way for me.
Man, I tell you, preach, my brother, preach. I love that one right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to add mine to you guys. You can't do what we do. I know the world tells you that, you get your due, and I'm all for that, equality and pay and stuff like that. But there's certain things I wish women understand. You can't do what we do. There's a reason why you're a woman, the weaker sex. And when I say the word weaker, don't take offense at that. There's just things you can't do. And so for me, I wish in terms of being able to understand more about men is that you can't be us. No matter how you emulate that, you can't raise a son the way a man can. You know what I'm saying? You can't go out there and put notches on the bedpost and expect the same treatment So for me, always remember, that there is a difference and there's a reason, and those differences are beautiful, and there's an expectation for me of you respecting those differences. So that's where that's for me. I wish they would understand, because despite all of what the woke people are telling you out there, some traditions we need to hold fast to and not let those go. So that's for me. I want to say too. I want to jump, and that question was by Tasha, just so you know. So,
hey Black,
sorry, go ahead.
I think your sister Sherry put in the comments, "Happy wife, happy life." Can we stop? Can we kill that statement? Because why the husbands be happy too? Why is it just the wife need to be happy? The husband should be happy too. I don't like that statement.
Woo!
I think it's just something to rhyme with.
Oh, okay.
You know what, Raheem? It sounds great,
Yeah.
but behind it, I love what Kenny is saying. We don't get to be happy as a man. You shouldn't put that same energy into making us happy. So, sis, thank you for putting that out there. But you hearing what men are saying now. So y'all need to come up with a good rhyme for men as well. Then because damn it, they deserve to be happy too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to Daracel's question. She's driving, but she put a question in here. This is a good one. She says, "Why do men cheat when they have a bomb woman at home? Then they cheat with a chicken head most of the time." Now, no, Daracel, before you get this answered, not everybody cheats. I cheated,
right.
So I know I can answer that question. But even if you have not cheated, I want you guys' input here based on what she said. What she's really asking is, if you got a badass chick at home, why do men cheat, especially then as somebody that's beneath her? I know I can answer that. Anybody want to get in here and answer that?
Well, I think
oh, go ahead, Kenora.
No, don't try to put me.
No, you started. I want you to go.
But no, I think even what women have to understand is that when a man cheats, it has nothing to do with you, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times I think when women cheat, they tend to cheat up, so to speak. But a lot of times when I've been in relationships, especially girlfriend, boyfriend relationships, if I've cheated, it's usually someone on a lower level, I guess, because it was just easy.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if I cheat with somebody on your level or higher, I'm leaving. because that person that is of higher that I've cheated up with, I mean, damn, like if you want me to cheat with somebody, especially if you bad, like say for instance, my wife is a bad chick. If I cheat for somebody above her, I'm like old boy from Harlem Nights. Hey baby, I ain't
coming home.
I ain't never coming home.
Right.
So
sunshine.
So that's all it is. Men, and it goes back to the fact that men like simplicity. Men like simplicity. Men like something that, if they're gonna cheat, it's gonna be somebody that if the woman found out, it's gonna be somebody that you're gonna be disappointed in. But at the same time, it's gonna be the type of chick that ain't worth leaving you for.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Great answer. Great answer. Kenny, come on in here with it.
And Kennard, I echo all that, but I would say this: most men cheat due to the level of their opportunity. Whatever that opportunity is, whatever that they have, that's the reason why they cheat. And it has nothing to do with how bad their wife is. It's the opportunity to get with someone that's maybe giving them something totally different that they're looking for outside of what they got at home.
I love that answer.
And then that's my take on that. And
I
yes,
love that answer.
and a lot of times, sometimes it is a chicken head. A lot of times men do now. Real talk.
I love it. Raheem Abert, anything to add?
I concur with both of these brothers. One is because it's easy, and then two is it's opportunity. And half the time, if the chick that you cheating with, she kind of like know what the deal is, so I mean, she kind of cool with it. So it's just like they said, opportunity, and sometimes just easy to do it.
I love it. I love it. Bert, anything to add?
Nobody is wrong on this one. Everything is right. I mean, it's all of the above. You know, if you had to do a multiple choice, it would be D. All the above. I mean, it's opportunity. You know, it's ease of access. It could be from maybe something ain't going right at home. You know, maybe wifey not doing something, not condoning it, but I'm just saying. And so there's a lot of things that you can factor in, but it's all correct. But I mean, you know, as men, we're just hunters like that. Sometimes we can just be foul. You know, at a younger age, I was that way. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I mean, as you grow and you know better, you just do better. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, it was just like you trying to crush everything. You trying to, no matter who on your arm, you can have the baddest thing out here. You know what I mean? Look at the guys that had Halle, that had all these types of, even Hov and Beyonce. A lot of guys like, damn, you got Beyonce, bro. What's wrong with you?
That's right. That's right.
You know, it's sometimes I hate to say this, like it's in a man's nature, because I don't like to say, because like you said, not every man cheats, but a lot of times it's just that nature thing. I'm the man. It's all this mine. I can grab that. I can do this. I can do that. Sloppily, a lot of us.
Right.
But
right.
I have to agree with everybody on the panel. It's all the above.
Thank you. I'm gonna echo it with the same thing. I've been saying this for years. A man is basically as faithful as his options. I've been telling women that for a long time, and I use myself as an example because I have been a serial cheater, you know. And I tell a story of, you go back 20 years when I was 33, and I'm at the height of my powers at that point, so to speak. I'm physically fit. I'm divorced. I'm making good money. I got a house. I got shit going on, real talk. At that point, I'm feeling myself on every level, and I know I'm feeling myself on every level, you know? And so at that time, my options were astronomical. I could go to the grocery store. I could go to a club or a shake joint. I could go wherever. Pussy was everywhere. And so for me to try to be faithful when all these options are out there, see, Daracel, baby, I'm gonna say this to you. Sometimes with women, a lot of times y'all want to cerebrally think things through because it has to be a reason why. Sometimes it's just simple as she was right there. And as these brothers are telling you in so many ways, you could be the baddest woman. Like Bert, you gave the example of Halle Berry, voted one time the most beautiful woman in the world. Beyonce is Queen Bee. Jay-Z cheated on her. You know what I'm saying? In many cases, it has nothing to do with you. You know, it's the opportunity, it's our nature. And I'll add, piggyback on one of you guys said about maybe getting that chicken head to do some shit we don't want you to do. As my wife, my woman, I might have you on a certain pedestal, and I got some nasty, filthy, dirty shit that I want to get out of my system. I ain't gonna put you through that. I'm keeping it honest with you guys. So in some ways, you know, it comes down to that, and it's not right, you know. And Bert, you said when you know better, you do better. When I was younger and out there doing that, not only was my options great, I didn't have no conscience behind it either. I didn't think about the consequences. Looking back 20 years ago, the things I did then I wouldn't do now. You know, I operated from a place then of, I don't care what happens, or I'll deal with it however it comes. Being older, wiser, knowing the hurt that it causes somebody, I wouldn't make those same decisions today. So, D, I hope we answered your question.
Let me make a disclaimer real quick, Black. Disclaimer on all men on this panel. Like my man Charlamagne the God said, black men don't cheat. Remember, ladies, all the ladies listening to this, the disclaimer, Charlamagne the God, black men don't cheat. And that's our story, and we sticking to it.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Fantastic. I'm gonna go to another question. This one again is coming from Tasha. So, ladies out there, please type your questions into the forum so I can get to them. You know, so because we want to be able to answer as many as you want to ask. This next question, it says, it has been said a lot of men don't marry the woman they love. They marry the woman that's around when they are ready to get married. Do you agree or disagree?
Mm.
I'm gonna repeat that. It has been said that a lot of men don't marry the woman that they actually love. They marry the woman that's around when they are ready to get married. Anybody agree or disagree with that?
I'm gonna have to disagree. I think we marry the woman that we want to be with. We marry the woman that we do love. Now it could be a situation where, you know, that could be something that could be a potential issue. But at the same time, men ain't just marrying nobody haphazardly. Because for one, especially I'm looking at all the brothers on this panel. All the brothers on this panel can have virtually any woman in their stratosphere or in their lane that they want. But yes, timing does have a place, but I think to be honest, I think in cases, not all, I think women might do that. But I think men,
I was just getting ready to say it.
But I think men, when we decide that this is the person that we're going to marry, especially with the brothers that I have on this panel that have a lot going on, and excuse my voice, I'm getting over a cold or whatever. But I think we genuinely, when we decide to marry, it's from a genuine place. Because all in all, with the quote unquote options, especially us being successful, ain't none of us on here butt ass ugly or nothing like that. We marry because that's what we want to do. Especially at this age, it's not like we're in our 20s to where the parents involved and trying to pressure us. Hey, you need to go on and get married. No, we're marrying at this point 30 and over, because that's a conscious decision that we made based on we've had our fun. We've, we've decided based on our experiences that we don't want to play no more, and we've chosen you. And it's not us marrying you is not a consolation prize to us.
Right.
Love that answer.
I agree.
And anybody next?
Yeah, that question kind of sounds like if I can't have her for whatever reason, then I'll just settle for this. But I think we as men, from a marriage perspective, like Kennard was saying, we don't look at it like, well, if I can't marry old girl, then I guess I'll settle for her. No, once we marry, we like, you know what? I don't weigh the pros and cons. We got this together. We doing good. We weigh it all out and like, you know what? That's what I want to invest in. So it ain't so much as like, well, if I can't have her, then I just, settle. That's what I take from that. But I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Fantastic. Absolutely.
Listen, oh, you go ahead, Ken. You go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bert. You got it, brother.
All right, cool. Listen, it takes a lot for a man to make up his mind and go ahead and marry a woman. We're not going for second best. That's not what we do. If we feel like, we missed out on something, we just not going to settle for the next. That's just not how the way, we built. Because I mean, we know pretty much what it's going to take when it comes to marriage. We know that there's a lot of things we got to give up, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of compromising, the whole nine, just to make the marriage work. And we damn sure ain't going to do that with number two or with whoever was next in line. We're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, we won't settle when we say that, because I mean, look, you see the backlash and the beat that we take from some of our homies or whoever the case. But oh, you get married, what's wrong with you? How can you do? You know what I mean? So if we taking all that, and I know it's all fun and games and jokes or whatever, but being straight up, if we gonna make that move, we gonna make that move with the one we truly love, and the one that's gonna truly make us happy until the duration.
Absolutely. Kenny?
I agree with what all the brothers said on here, but I would add this too. I would say, I always say about marriage is, even though as a man, we kind of, when we meet that one, we know in our hearts that's the one that we love and want to marry. But at the end of the day, she chooses us, because we can propose, but she has to say yes or no. So
Very good point.
When you think of it like that, you want to make sure, as a man, the one that you want, you gotta have a really good feeling in your mind, your heart, and your soul that she's gonna say yes. Because if she say no, that's a whole nother question and a whole nother topic.
Very true.
Off of that. So ain't no man just going out here marrying a woman just to settle for, we not doing that. Because when we love hard. And I always tell women that we love harder than women. And so when we say we commit to a woman, we committed.
Very good point. Very good point. I'm gonna add to that, Tasha, to answer your question. I agree with what Kennard said. Believe it or not, I think that happens more often with women, that they settle and just marry, because my experience has been women want to be married, and sometimes not always for the right reasons, not just because it's love. A lot of times you heard the expression, always the bridesmaids, never the bride. I can't tell you how many weddings I've been to, and women fall in love with the idea of being in love. That woman's up there in this ceremony, exchanging vows, and they're looking through these puppy dog eyes, and oh my God, I wish that was me. And you guys, I think, are the ones sometimes that look at your biological clock that's ticking, and I'm getting older, and I'm always in these weddings. How come I can't get married? And I think in many cases, you as women, a lot of times, you're always looking for the grass is greener scenario to upgrade, so to speak. I think for the most part, when men make a conscious decision, as these brothers are saying, to say get married, see, it's a difference between getting married and fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we just fucking with you, yeah, we settle a lot of times, because with real talk at that point, it's not even about you. It's about what's good for us. I might be kicking it with a fat chick, but she make a lot of money and bring me food and shit. I've had a girlfriend look like olive oil, but her head game was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? She brought me groceries all the time, so I'm fucking with her because it was good. You know what I'm saying? But to get married, like these brothers are saying, when you make that conscious decision that I'm gonna take those vows, that's been thought out. That's where you like they're saying, you've thought, okay, well, man, I can't live without this person, and I love her in such a way. I'm ready to stand up and take those vows. And so now that's not settling. That's not, I'm just gonna marry whoever's available, because the other part of it, ladies, you need to understand is you guys outnumber us. You know what I'm saying? So it's more likely that if we just wanted to get married, I can go snag some nappy head bitch from Walmart right now, date her for a few months and decide, let's get married. She probably gonna say, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So my chances of doing that is a whole lot greater than you finding somebody to walk you down the aisles. Real talk for you guys, a lot of times it's the guy getting all the milk without buying the cow, So a lot of times you damn near have to bootstrap him down the aisle. But to answer your question, we don't agree with you on that, as you can see. I think for us, when we marry, it's who we chose, who we wanted. I really believe that. So we lost Kenny. Kenny, come on back if you can. Let's go to this next question, though. It's a good one from Darcel again. She says, what happened to the real men, the gentlemen, not the skinny jean wearing, going Dutch on dinner, but real men? So she's giving you her idea of what real men is a little bit. So she said, what happened to the real men?
Well, what happened to the real men? First of all, I want to give a shout out to Bert. Bert, what are you drinking, man? That looks really good. What is it, brown?
It is Hennessy.
Nice. I think what happened to the real men is this word called thirst. A lot of women, say that men are thirsty because they open the door for you or because they do nice gestures for you. And in a lot of cases, men are like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to do the chivalrous stuff that my Uncle Gigi and my granddaddy and stuff, because I'm going to tell you like this. I used to follow my grandfather around. He was my father figure, and he was like the man in Tuskegee, and he was very charismatic, maybe to a fault, to a degree. And he would be in the store at the at the register, and the lady would be like, hey, Mr. Stewart. They always reference him as Mr. Stewart. And when I was following my grandfather around, I wanted to be Mr. Stewart too. So they would say, Mr. Stewart, how are you doing? And he would say, I'm doing great now that I've seen you. You know, just charismatic kind of things, just chivalrous type of things. And now I think sometimes women see that as you being thirsty. Just because I open the door for you, or just because I say something nice to you, I don't want to be with you. I'm doing that based on what I've been taught and based on what I know. So if this is all on women, in my opinion, don't put that on us. You've put the lack. We do what you want. Because as a matter of fact, for the most part, men work because of the satisfaction of women. You want to get yourself to an economic level, and you can say whatever you want, but on the underlying cause is for the appreciation of women. You make more money because of women. You do what you're ambitious to a certain degree because of women. We behave based on what you say you want. So if we're not behaving in a certain way at times, it's because of the energy that you put out. You don't want me to open the door for you. You don't want me to pump the gas for you. You don't want me to send you flowers because you are an independent woman. So don't ask these questions when this is what you ask for. Because when a man is nice to you, he's being thirsty. Maybe it's the man that you don't want that's being thirsty, but that's just my take on that.
I love it. Anybody want to add something different?
Sorry about that, fellas. My internet connection went haywire. I'm back now. What's the question? I missed the question.
All right. Darcel asked the question, what happened to the real men? She said, not the skinny jean wearing men that want to go Dutch on dates, but the real men. What happened to the real men?
Nothing happened to them.
Real men? Okay.
Nothing happened to them. We still here. I just think that the real men, made to be the ones that you overlooking, you're not checking for. But real men haven't went anywhere. I just think that we're in such a society now where flash and fame and all that gets more publicized, and you see all that more so than you see the down to earthers, the blue collar brothers that's working hard, that's taking care of business, and that's still gentlemen. But a lot of times they looked at as kind of corny, or it's like boring. Oh, he's boring. There's no edge to him, you know. So I real men ain't going. Well, me first of all, there's. Let me say this, men. I hate that term because now you're saying that there's fake men. I mean, all men are real. it's just all are different. So just say where are the men of substance are? Where are all those? Don't say where are all the real men, because all men are real, because none of us are fake. All of us just have different attributes.
I love it. Anything you want to add, Raheem? Ladies, I want you to understand, I see your comments. I want to, and so many questions are coming as well. So I'm probably not going to let every man answer every question to try to squeeze in, because these questions are coming, fellas. I don't know if you see in the commentary sections, you know, as we were talking about cheating and things like that. Man, the conversation was really good because you had people talking about why cheat in the first place. So is it okay to cheat at the bottom of the barrel? So ladies, don't think that I haven't seen these questions, you know, but I hope that as we're talking, it's also answering some of those ancillary questions, because for that one, I hope you guys picked up on the point. It has nothing to do with you. And the bottom of the barrel sometimes is what we're looking for. But anyway, to get back to this question, Raheem or Bert, did you guys want to chime in anything about what happened to the real men? Raheem, you're muted.
I agree with Kenny. I think a lot of this stuff is just lost in translation. You got some men that, you know, were brought up, you know, to be respectable, to do all the things that that, you know, make you a gentleman, you know, respectful to a lady and whatnot. And then on the other side of it, you got guys who trying to go backwards. They see these younger cats doing all this other stuff. So, you know, let me dial back a little bit and try to emulate some of that type of stuff because, you know, that's what's in, you know. And then, you know, some of the ladies are, you know, looking at that, you know, he's flashy, he's doing all that type of stuff. And, you know, like for me personally, like I have a daughter, you know, I open the door for my daughter because I want her to know that this is what a man does. You know, this is what a gentleman is. So that when she grows up, she knows that, hey, if this guy doesn't open my door, then, you know, I'm not gonna go in there. I want her to understand that, you know, being a real man is putting you before myself, so that you understand the level of respect that I have for you and all the things that's you know, genuinely geared towards, like I like to pray over my family. I like to pray for my daughter, pray for my wife. You know what I'm saying? To some women, it's like, what you like? I used to date a girl before I got married. You know, I used to pray for her all the time. You know, whenever we go out, things like that. You know, and just talk to her about different things. And she looked at me like, you know, I don't need you to be my pastor. But I'm like,
Wow.
I'm saying I'm not trying to be your pastor. That's just something that, I was just taught to do. But, you know, when we do certain things, it gets flipped in a different way. And to some men, it's like, you know what, if you're going to be like that, fuck it, man, I'm not going to even do it. You know, if you want me to be an asshole, I'll just be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what you want me to do?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it gets lost in translation, but like Kenny said, real men ain't gone nowhere. You just ain't looking in the right place.
I love it. I love it. I thank you. I thank you. And I know we could go a little bit deeper, you know, but I'm satisfied with the answers you guys are giving these women out here, and I hope, Daracil, that answered your question fully enough. If we need to, we can revisit it if you have any more points to it. But I want to throw one in here that the Candy Shop brought out, because I think it's a really, really good question. The Candy Shop, she says, what is it women can do to keep you interested? So what is it that women can do to keep us interested?
Tell you the truth, to keep us interested, just continue to be what we fell in love with. To tell you the truth, and understand that, you know, in a relationship or in marriage, we're ever evolving. You know, so, you know, hey, listen, for example, our freakness level might change, and I'm going to need you to match that, if that is the case. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much that's where I'm coming from on that one. That's my take on it. Short,
to the point. I love it, my brother. Anybody want to add something? Because I gotta add something to that. If anybody want to add something,
I would say, you know, women are always on our feet to fight about doing the things that we did to get them, but that also works both ways. You continue to be a woman that we fell in love with, and don't get complacent, and don't comfortable in our marriage or our relationship. That's me. That's one of the biggest issues that where you see marriages and relationships in, because both parties get comfortable. But I would say, from a man perspective, women don't get comfortable. Don't be cool with wearing bonnets and shit all the goddamn time. You know, I understand you can't be all dog every day, but you know, I come home and you had that same shit on that you had on when I left. Come on now. I'm just being honest. Yeah. So I mean, you put forth the effort, I put forth the effort. We're a team. Well, let's continue to fall in love with each other every day. That's my take on it.
I love it.
I think shoot, I love all these responses. Want to give a shout out to all the people in the comment section. Got Second Son in here.
That's my brother. Yeah, my
yeah,
brother in here.
yeah,
Yes.
he's in here. Britannica, Candy Shop, Real Talk for Real Men, Daracel. I'm looking at all the questions, and it's like, you know, when it comes to this type of situation, you know, I think how to keep the attention of a man, or how to just continue to, just like, I don't know whether it was Raheem or whether it was Bert that said it earlier, but appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate what we do. You know, even though we don't ask for, you know, a cookie or a brownie or whatever the case may be. But sometimes one of the most sexiest gestures is thank you for being a good father.
Whew.
Thank you for being thank you. Just thank you. Thank you for whatever. And even though we don't necessarily, I mean, we might not deserve it, but you wouldn't believe women. I'm going to put this out here. If you tell a man, thank you for being a good man, you're going to bring more income into your house. You're going to bring more energy to your house.
I was getting ready to say that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're going to bring more sexual energy into your house, because a man wants to be appreciated, even if it's just it's just minor stuff.
Preach.
Mm-hmm.
You will get more out of a man by a thank you and by I appreciate you, because we are here. And now a lot of women may not agree, because I think women are in the fight with us now in the workforce. But in a man's perspective, we feel like, man, we're out here fighting, we're grinding. And when we come home, a simple thank you, a simple beer in the damn, like my wife tonight, she gave me, she don't notice that I appreciate this. She fixed my drink to be on the show tonight. That's the small gestures.
Small things, the small things.
Yes,
Yeah.
the simple things. Yep.
It's simple things.
And I'll tell you another thing for some of the women, that if you have a guy that likes, say, the Pittsburgh Steelers or the San Francisco 49ers, or in my case, I'm all about Auburn. If you know the Auburn game is coming on at 3:30, to have a cold beer in the freezer when I come home, that's gonna get you some love for about 2 months.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah.
Right. Speak, family.
Ladies, I hope you're taking notes.
Now that we have DoorDash, let's say Auburn comes on at 3:30, they playing against LSU, one of the biggest games of the season. You got DoorDash and the wings in, and a beer and some in the cooler. You gonna have to run that man off.
Yep.
Ladies,
all we want is simple stuff. All we want is beer, chicken wings, and for you not to bother when the game is up.
right there. Ladies, I hope you're taking notes. Sometimes you imagine that it's all this big, complicated things we're looking for. We are very, very simple creatures. Kennard said it in a clinical way. You know, feed me, fuck me, shut the fuck up. Sorry, audience. You know, if my family sisters are watching, you know, I apologize. I'm trying to do better, but sometimes I have to kind of give it there. You know, sorry, my family. But on another level, everything they're saying, women, I hope that you're picking up on. It's really not that complicated. And I think about another Beyonce reference. You know, I think about the song they made in Destiny's Child called "Cater to You." You know, and Bert started out talking about this. You know, and the song and the lyrics is talking about doing what it took to get that man. Because see, that always falls to the men all the time. We're told whatever you did to get that woman, you got to keep it up, and that's true. That's true to a certain extent. But back to Sherry, your point, the happy wife, happy life. What about us? So my thing is, when we met you, you know what I'm saying, and you know you kept your hair done, and you wore some nice perfume to catch our attention. You bent over in front of us, you know, when you were serving dinner. You served drinks to us. You fixed a sandwich. You ran a bubble bath. Whatever those little things are, and they don't have to be great things. Why do you stop doing those things? You know what I'm saying? So at some point, listen to what these guys are saying. Don't start taking that man for granted that I got him now. So I don't have to do those things.
Mhm.
You know, I'm gonna tell you guys a short story. I have female friends, and I have female friends who cheat, who are just as serial cheaters as I am. And they would use my place to come over to get ready to go do their cheat stuff. And one thing I noticed when women would cheat, they would come over to my spot and they would pull out their little bag, and all of a sudden they got the matching panties and bras from Victoria's Secret. And I'm talking about they go in my bathroom and take a good long hot shower, and they come out and they rub all kinds of body lotion on, and they spray behind their knees, behind their neck, anywhere they think they're gonna get smelt and touched, they doing it. You know what I'm saying? Hair's just right, and they use me as a barometer. Black, how I look? You looking good. Get this. They go out, they do their thing, they come back. Now when they change to get ready to go home, hair is back, put in a bun. You know, they throw on any old kind of baggy clothes. And I remember asking some of them, well, if you're giving that dude you're cheating with all that energy, what are you giving your guy at home? Because now when he come in, you want him to kiss you and you ain't even brush your teeth and shit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't halfway want to fix his plate, but
Mhm.
you're bringing dinner and cooking for this dude you cheat. It's about the little things and the energy that you bring. So to answer that question, it's not that hard, ladies. It's really not that hard. You know what I'm saying? Keep
Right.
up that energy. Cater to us if you want to be catered to as well. And it's been said many times, man, I tell you, some of those little things, it'll keep a man around a long time and keep him going.
Yes,
I'll tell you
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
Tell you
Facts.
that.
Facts.
So what's that? Let's go to another question. This one is by Tasha, and she's asking, would you or have you ever been a side dude? Would you be a side dude? Have you ever been a side dude?
You know, most men don't want to admit this, but yeah, you've been a side dude. You've been a side dude on a lot of levels, and I also want to tell the panel and the listeners out there, go ahead and subscribe to Real Talk for Real Men. This is an excellent show.
It really is.
You know,
I agree.
go ahead and subscribe and
Do
if
it.
you haven't,
I agree.
tell some of your friends to do it as well. But yes, you've been a side dude. You might not have known. I remember a while back. It was this girl when I was going to Auburn, and I graduated. Man, this girl was so cute, and I was just wanted to get with her. And it turns out that not only was I wasn't even the side dude to a physical sense. I was a side dude to where I was catering to her. I was giving her what do you call it? Non-sexual attention.
Mm.
I was the guy that was the good morning babe guy.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was the you know, the conversation, because she had just, now that I look back at it as a grown man and knowing what I know now, I was replacing that non-sexual attention that she was used to getting from her boyfriend.
Wow.
Hey babe, how you doing? We conversation, phone number, meet in the club, buy our friends drinks and all this other stuff. So yes, I was that kind of side dude. Now there are other situations where I was the physical side dude, you know, where the boyfriend wasn't, I wouldn't even say he wasn't. She just wanted to fuck somebody else.
Damn.
You know, and the thing is, I was that guy. So I think all guys at a certain point, whether they care to acknowledge it or not, you know, have been the side dude, have been the guy that women use for dates. You know, men all the time. How many times, men on the panel, how many times have you gone out on a date and the chick, you don't want to admit it, but the chick used you for food or just to get out the house.
That's facts. Yeah.
You know, and that is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's the case. So I think when we can admit those things as men and say, hey, I've been in this situation. And all the players, all the Pookies and Ray Rays and all the business guys have been that guy before. You've been the second choice. How many times do you think, say for instance, a girl wanted to go out with another guy, but that guy probably went with somebody else because he's got too much going on, but she fell back on you.
You second choice, yeah.
You're the second choice. And that is what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And you have to acknowledge that. And yes, men have been the side guy. As a matter of fact, we probably spend more time as the side guy than we like to admit.
Truth.
Yep.
Second son, I know you said hell no, brother.
That's my brother. And that's my brother.
You said hell no.
But to piggyback off of what Kennard said, second son is my brother. So yeah, I know where he comes from.
Okay.
Piggyback off what Kennard said, I will say I think most men have been especially the emotional side dude, where like, you know, giving conversation, because I know I've been that. I've never been like the physical side dude where, you know, I was just, you know, it was for sex. But the other part of that question was, would you be a side dude? I'll be perfectly frank with you. At my age now, I probably would be cool with that, but only for so long though.
I got you.
Because eventually I know I will probably want more.
Okay.
If it was somebody I'm digging, I definitely would want more.
I feel you. I feel you.
That's my take on it.
Okay. Before we get to the another point, DJ says the side dude has less responsibility. Definitely, DJ. Okay. Right. Definitely that. Bird or Raheem, ever been a side dude? Would you be a side dude?
Never been a side dude. But I'll tell you this much. In my younger time, in my savage time, I wouldn't give a damn if I was second or third dude. As long as I get the fucking geek, I'm in there. I don't give a goddamn. But you know what I mean? At this point in time, just like what Kenny said, I will echo what he was saying. Like if I wasn't with my fiance or something like that, I probably wouldn't mind. But at the end of the day, I probably want a little bit more out of it because now I'm a little bit older. You know what I mean? I'm not in that school no more. So I'll probably want something more out of the relationship than just, you know what I mean? You just coming through fucking, that's it, and then you going back to your number one.
I got you. Raheem, Clint, bring us home, my brother.
Yeah, I man, all these brothers made good points, so I don't know if I could top all of it, but I mean, it has its pros and cons. I mean, I've been the side dude, you know, from an emotional standpoint, you know, in a relationship, and then all of a sudden, you know, you hear something that you don't want to hear, so you go to the next dude and you know, cry boo-hoo to him or whatever, and then want to come back home or whatever. But you know, other than that, I guess if, you know, roles were reversed, you know, I wouldn't mind being the side dude either. I mean, hey, if he can't deliver, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, fuck it. I got you.
You like UPS, Raheem. I deliver overnight.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? All right, come on. But you know, when you get older, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what?
Right. You don't really want to deal with all that, yeah.
Nah, it's just too much baggage because, you know, because nowadays it's like, you know, you kind of got to be careful because, you know, she might be coming to you and bringing a whole lot more with it. And, you know, it's like, you know what, this is too much. You know, I got.
Man, he froze right. The beauty of where he froze, though, I'm going to pick up right from there. Because that's my real life situation and what led to me being celibate. Literally, where he left off. For the last 3.5 years living here in Atlanta, I have been the side dude. Wasn't in a relationship. And where Raheem, you left off, you say she might be bringing you something. It got old. At first, what was fun? And because, again, I was a side dude knowingly. And like you said, Kenny, at my age, I was cool with that. Because giving some real truth to this out here, like DJ said about carrying less of the responsibility. Look, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I'm 53 years old. I ain't fucking you every night. I ain't got the energy for that every night. You know what I'm saying? My days of marathon sex and carrying you all around and slamming you up against walls, them days gone, baby. I'm not hoisting your heavy ass legs up. I'm an older, wiser man now. You're gonna have to do most of the work. So being the side dude was perfectly all right with me. Coming through every now and then when I got my energy level up and I'm feeling good and rested, I can kind of, as Raheem said, I can deliver, you know, in a short burst. Can't come back the next night, sweetheart. I got no energy and time for that kind of shit. Now, having said that, I done that for a while, but it got to be, you know, physically, emotionally, you know, too much because, like you said, Raheem, you have to realize, I started to realize, number one, I am a side dude, and to a certain extent, I'm getting taken advantage of. And now it wasn't so much fun anymore because now you're coming over to my place because you know that this older man, he got a bar. He got plenty to drink, and I ain't got to pay for my drinks. You know, I can go in his garden tub, nice bathroom, wash all the funk off that musty snaps from wherever you've been, and sit around in my place, funk up my sheets and couch and stuff, drink my liquor, eat my food. And on top of that, I'm knowing I ain't the only one. So I'm sleeping with you and whoever you slept with. And this is Atlanta. Let's keep it funky now. This is Atlanta. And being 50-something years old, it ain't no fun going to your primary doctor, sitting there silently praying and shit and hoping you ain't got nothing. This is come from somebody who had chlamydia 4 times back to back. You know, back then I didn't have no health insurance. You know, sitting in the public clinic and shit, looking at everybody around you. Everybody got something, you know. When now I got insurance, but now I'm like, that ain't gonna be no fun, you know, being on no regimen or penicillin and whatnot, because you done got something. It got to be a point where this is not worth it to me anymore. So I was the side dude, happily so, and even in my past. And I want to touch on one last point that Kennard, until you said this, I didn't even think about it that way. I had a woman that I was absolutely in love with, and I had to end the relationship because guess what? I was her emotional side dude. I honestly was the guy, I was the break open in case of emergency. This is the dick that I'm behind glass. So I know he's always there.
Yep.
So I literally had to hear about her other relationships. You know, what went wrong with this one and what went wrong with that one. Because she kept me in a sense that I know he's always going to be there. And on top of that, he's not judging me. So I could tell him all the nasty, filthy things I'm doing because, you know, he's going to listen to me. And the crazy part is, y'all, the more I listen, I start to realize this woman I was in love with, there was quite a few soldiers in that war. I thought I was the only soldier fight that fight, but my God, you know, I got to realizing, goddamn, you know, I'm so far back. So I had to emotionally break free out of this because I was this side dude you're using whenever something goes wrong. This is who you call.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know,
you were the
Right.
emotional blanket. You were the
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely,
Yeah.
the security blanket.
absolutely.
And I think about all this, you know, now that we're where we're at, you know, a lot of us, we're well versed in the Bible when we talk about when I was a child, I spoke as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm grown, I speak as a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're at now. We know now what the hell we went through. And now if some young guys are looking at this show, which they should, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. If you're not subscribed and if you are not a part of this channel, get with it, man.
Yeah, please subscribe.
I think
Hit
you
that-
got
You need
hit that
to
like
click,
and subscribe button real
yeah,
quick.
you need to click the bell twice because it ain't just no old guys on here talking shit. We're here trying to save you from possible heartbreak because you gonna get your heart broke, especially with the dumb shit that the guys are doing now.
Mhm.
But But either way, like I said before, I look back at it, and it's been so many times where I was even the guy that wanted to, I dated this girl, or I thought I was dating this girl, but she was just using me as a fuck box in between her and her boyfriend's relationship, but breakup. And I didn't realize it. And when she ghosted me, I didn't understand why, but now I understand why now, because she had just broke up with her boyfriend and she just got with me just to get her groove back.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and that is what it is.
And see, if you ever decided that you really just wanted to have a relationship with her and be like, look, you ain't got to go through all that. You know, I'm here. Let's just be together. Then she gonna look at you side eye like,
yeah.
But you know, we and all that. So it's too much.
Yeah,
man. Thank you, Kennard, my brothers, for highlighting my show. I appreciate this. And in case you guys don't know, this is what we do. We have real conversations about real subjects. It's always with an aim to how we can be better towards each other. So please, definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel and tell others about that. I really would appreciate the support. I want to go to another question by Shifana. She says, if a woman requires marriage, but you're not ready, would you let her go? Now, I know Raheem and Kennard is married and Bert's fiance. So, Kenny, you and I are going to do the heavy lifting on this one. But I still want to get the input from the married guys. So, again, if a woman requires marriage, but you're just not ready, because maybe this happened to you guys in the past, would you let her go? So she's ready to get married. What do you think?
Oh, I would let her go. I would love her enough to let her go if I know I'm not ready for marriage. I mean, why would I settle, and why would I cheat her out of something that she really wants? And I know that ain't what I really want. I would no. My conscience would be me, and I probably would be unhappy if I even did that.
Okay.
And I would not do
that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Kennard.
No, it goes back to what we talked about probably about, 30 minutes ago, when it talked about women. You want to marry the guy that you're with at that time, and how do I know that just because now you want to be, what do you want to be married for? What do you want to be married for? What makes me different than the guy that I got with you, the guy that was prior to you, and you actually got with me because you were tired of him. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference? So I think it's a situation where, you can't, when it comes to a guy, at least me, for example, I can't speak. Well, maybe I can speak for the rest of the panel. You can't want me to marry you. You want to get married, I understand. But if a guy don't want to marry you, it ain't happening. Because when we marry, we think about I can't think of that song, man. It was a song where this lady said you should have counted up the cost. And
that was Shirley Murdock.
Yeah, Shirley Murdock.
Yeah.
Slept the night away.
When we decide to marry, we got to count up the cost. We got to know what we getting into. We ain't marrying you because we ain't got no other option. Because for the most part, most dudes, whether they're fat, nasty, stinking, and shitty, they got options. You know what I'm saying? So we got to count up the cost. We got to count up the cost financially. We got to count up the cost whether we want to deal with your ass for the rest of our lives. So when we decide to marry you, it ain't on no, I just want to marry you because of who you are. I got to marry you because of the totality of the circumstance. Your family, and I'll admit, like with Candace's family, with Kenny, my cousin now, man, them jokers are A1. Dead ass family, it was an easy choice. But every man doesn't have that choice. Some guys walk into a lion's den. So you got to count up all the costs. Yeah, we may like you, but if a man is not wanting to marry you, and if you bring this up, hey, when we gonna get married? When you gonna propose? That's not the guy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because a man knows when he wants to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Very good answer.
But you as a woman have to accept if he has not made this decision, because see, with us, we're very rational in how we move, and we have to think about the future. We're not very emotional in nature. So if after 30 years, well, not 30, that's a long time, shit. But after about a year or so, we've sized you up. We've sized everything up, and if it doesn't add up, then we ain't gonna do it. And it's not the man's fault. It's just that you ain't what we want. All these 3-4 year engagements. If that joke ain't proposed to you in a year and y'all ain't married, especially at this age, that shit ain't gonna happen. I don't give a shit what you say.
Anybody else want to add something?
I'll piggyback off of that. That's checks and balances. I agree with that in its totality. Pretty much, you pretty much know if a guy really wants to get in the long haul or not. I would say after the first year, if you communicate like that, you pretty much know how the way everything's going to move. You know what I mean? And you know whether or not that man wants to get married to you or whether or not he just bullshitting and just waiting for the next. I mean, men, we could just be that transparent. You can see it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you have to ask that question, I have to get you to ask that question or anything like that, then you're not too sure in your relationship. Then you need to just go head on. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let you know, even if we're not ready to get married right then and there. If we're saying to you like, "Hey, I can see myself being married to you," you know what I mean? It might be some things that we might need to brush up on. It might be somewhere where we need to be on a certain level, and that's just with men. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean we don't want to marry you. It's just that in our head, we just have it where we just want to make sure some things are in place before we go ahead and make that ultimate decision.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna know that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, but if that's not the case and you don't see that from a woman's standpoint, if you're not seeing that, then you need to just go ahead and move on. Because you only set yourself up for her.
Okay.
And getting played and just getting dragged along. That's about it.
Okay.
But we pretty much gonna let you know where we stand.
Absolutely. Let me get in here, because I think some of it clearly is not getting heard. DJ, you made a good point. You say for solid men, they're gonna move on. Kennard and Bert is telling you, we're gonna let you know. Shafana, you said y'all are not transparent. Yes, we are, sweetheart. Yes, we really are. As men, we really are transparent. We're not that difficult to read. But what happens a lot of times with women is you see what you want to see. And that's where I want to go with this part of what Kennard was talking about. This is for the women out here. If you've been in a relationship with a guy for a reasonable amount of time, like Kennard said, we're not talking 30 years, a year in, 2 years in, 3 years in, and that relationship has not progressed to a more serious level, sweetheart, you might not want to hear this. Move on. If your goal is to get married, because whether you think we're being transparent enough, even if what's not being said, actions speak louder than words. We're telling you as men, when we find what we're looking for, we don't procrastinate. Let me tell y'all something about men. We're impulsive. The reason why the Super Bowl is the #1 game on television, and at that game, they spend $1 million for every 30-second spot. Guess what the commercials be about? Beer, cars, and snacks. Because as men, we're impulsive. We see something we want, we jump on it. We're not that difficult. I worked in retail for 25 years. You know why they put their candy and their gum and their sodas and shit near the cash register? For impulsive buying. as men, when we see something, we buy it. You know, think about that in your relationships. If you selling something we want, we gonna buy it. It's not brain surgery. If you bring into the table what we want, fat pumping ass, dick sucking lips, deep musty snatch, intelligent, all that stuff, and you got what we want, we gonna buy it. We're not gonna let it linger around for somebody else to come along and buy it. So if you find yourself in a relationship to where it's just going on and on and on, and you know you want to get married, to answer this question, if he don't let you go, get out of it. Do yourself a favor. But too many times women hang on because you know what you're thinking? I can change that man. And even though he's not the marrying kind, I can do this and I can do that. You really can't. If he not feeling you as marriage material, it's nothing you can do, baby. There's women you marry and there's women you don't. And so take a true assessment of your relationship. If you've been in a relationship with somebody for a long time and that person is not progressing towards legitimate steps to make you his own, Kennard talked about meeting your family, showing you a level of respect, taking the leadership. Ding, 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 sweetheart. Even if he ain't letting you go, you need to let him go if you want to be married. That's the case. But if you want to keep dragging it along and hoping that shit gonna get better, then don't get mad because you playing checkers and he playing chess, because he will keep your monkey ass until he finds something better.
Man, the worst thing you can do in this whole wannabe marriage thing is this whole hope thing. You can't hope, guys. we are very precise, and we zero in on what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want simplicity. I talked about this early in the video. When the game is on, we want chicken wings, beer, and to be left alone, right? And even with the whole marriage thing, we want simplicity. And if you're dragging this whole thing along, all he's doing is just dragging you along until he finds somebody else that he really wants.
Something better.
Now let me ask you this for the ladies. I'm going to ask you this question. How many times have you been dealing with this guy and you've been at his beck and call, and all of a sudden he cuts you off? He cuts you off because he found the woman that he wants, and you get mad, and he cuts your ass off cold mother effing turkey because he found what he wants. How can you have a girlfriend now? How can you be engaged now? That's because all you were was the
woman in waiting.
The woman in waiting.
Woman in waiting.
And as soon as he found that woman that was his arm piece, that woman was his freak in the bed, that woman that could be complimentary to what he has going on, he cut your motherfucking ass off.
I'm gonna bring two last points in here. Every man on here. Go ahead, Kenny. Go ahead, Kenny.
I just want to make one statement to the ladies. If y'all would listen to the words that's coming out of my mouth right now. The only thing that's worse than wasted money is wasted time. Remember that. Go ahead, Black.
And hell, you can get the money back.
You can't get time back. You can't get time back. You can't get time back. So let me add these last 2 points. We all men on here. This is an all men panel. We all know men, we love our cars. You know, some more than others. Some love the cars more than they love their woman. They rub on her more than they rub on their woman. We love our cars. And when you first get your car, ladies, it's the prettiest thing you ever did see. I don't even if it's a used car, because you picked it. You went on the lot and you picked it. You like the way it smells. You putting a mat in it, this and that. But I'm telling you again, to show you the impulsive nature about men, and we buy what we want. We get that car, and for the first 3 months, we live in it, we drive, and we loving it. And then you can have the 2021 such and so. And the moment you see the 2022 come out, our eyes go, I want that. You know, we going to figure out a way to upgrade and get what we want. So if we can make that commitment towards a car, and we're not making that towards you, if we've been dating you for a while, you're not the one. And the last point I'll tell you in terms of looking past you, if you ain't the one, in my day, when I met a woman, I invited her within the first couple of weeks of meeting her, bring all your friends over to my place. Let's have a nice little party. Bring all your friends over. When you bring your friends around, I'm already knowing the next people I'm going to sleep with, right from your friend pool. Ain't no sense me making it hard on myself. I want you to bring them to me. Because when you bring them over, oh, girl, he's a good man and blah, blah, blah. I'm already looking at which friends is going. Okay, I know I can get her, you know, and I'm going to be the best host I can be. So again, ladies, take notes. Take notes. If you want to be married and it's not moving in a way, in a timely manner, leave. Get out of it if you need to. Do what you need to do.
Cut your losses.
Cut your losses. Move on. Another question, fellas. This one comes from Tasha. Do men play hard to get? Do you play hard to get? And I want to put a tweak to that. Even if you're married, even within the confines of your marriage, do you ever play hard to get?
I would say I wouldn't say play hard to get. I would say proceed with caution, and I'm only speaking because okay. I know that in my past relationships and even my marriage, you know, like I say, men love hard. So once that ends or whatever, you kind of move a little differently. So I really keep a whole lot close to us. I don't really open up real quick. So I guess in that sense, yeah, I probably do play hard to get. I would say that because I'm not really I'm not really cool with opening up until I feel that it's mutual. So yeah, I would say men do play hard to get.
Okay. And any of my married brothers or Bert, you got something to say? Come on.
Yeah. What kinds of things does she mean that in? Like, is she talking about like sex, or are you just talking about?
She asked in general, so.
Yeah, I think she's general.
I think it's a sexual manner. Maybe that's just where my brain is going. Fuck no. I mean, we out here, we speaking constantly short. That's what we do. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get that ass. And if you mean in that context, no, I ain't playing hard to get. You better give me that ass or whatever. What's up? You know, and if you're speaking in on that. So no, I'm trying to snatch that real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. You know, that's how we build. We like sharks. You know what I'm saying? We eat. We might rest for a little bit and we eat again. I mean, that's what we go for. So I can't see us shine away from the ass. I can't. I can't. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I love it. I love it. Raheem, what about you, my brother?
I think sometimes we do play hard to get, in a sense. Nothing to take away from Burden about the ass. You know, I'm with you on that. Shark all the way. But like in some turn, and you know, in some context, you know, we kind of play hard to get because we kind of want to know where they mind at. Like, you know, you don't want to jump in a certain situation and just, you know, throw everything out there on the table, and then, you know, you don't know how she gonna take it. So you, in a sense, you kind of play it slow. You say a couple things to kind of see what kind of response you get, and then based on her response, you know, you kind of feel a little bit more easier letting other things come out. You know, taking the conversation from left to right, and then kind of opening the gap a little bit bigger with the dialogue and, you know, type of conversations or whatnot.
Good point.
Yeah,
very good point.
Very good point. That's exactly.
Kennard, what about you?
You know, I think I think as guys, we play the cards that we're dealt. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a situation where we know that we can kind of curtail this thing, hell yeah, we're gonna play hard to get. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a woman see, it goes back to the whole thing we talked about early in the video, and hopefully everybody's been keeping up, because we play based on the cards that we're dealt. Honestly, we're that simple. We're really that simple. If you the kind of girl that's gonna allow us to play hard to get, yeah, hell yeah, you gonna play hard to get. We gonna play you hard to get, because we got other chicks on the back end that's trying to do something, and we got this rotation going on and all this other stuff. So yes, we're gonna play hard to get. But if it's that woman that comes out of nowhere and you like, God damn, boy, I gotta throw all my cars back and make room for this chick, and possibly that's where the guys that want to get married, or the guys that get married, come through. Because I'm telling you, most guys are not just out. Well, I'll say for the panel, Black, Raheem, Kenny, Bert, I don't think y'all are just out here just saying, hey man, I just want to go outside and I want to get married today. I just don't think that.
Nope.
But when that card comes, you like, holy shit. When you want to get out, ladies, when a guy wants to get married, you catch him off guard.
Yes.
He was not expecting.
Yes.
He was not expecting.
That's
because he has some
yes.
He has some stuff going on.
Yes.
And you disrupted his program.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
When a guy gets married, just know, for all the ladies out there, you were a disruption to his program.
Yes.
No guy is out just looking, because I'll say for me, I told my little brother this. If I was going to get married, it was going to be the person that just annoyed me the least.
That's crazy.
Never in my wildest dreams. I remember when prior to meeting Candace, I got promoted at my job, and I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm about to do this thing," and out of nowhere, no freaking where, I get this friend request. I mean, I kind of sort of ignored the friend request, you know what I'm saying? But then here comes the message. And now all of a sudden, I'm like, damn, this chick is kind of cute, you know? Next thing you know, we're talking. And out of nowhere, it's nothing against her, because she's a beautiful woman, but as a man, for my program, I'm like, shit, I have been disrupted from what I was about to do.
Yep.
This woman has literally came in and intercepted what I was about to do because of who she was.
Absolutely.
It's all about who the woman is. Absolutely. And most women don't realize you got to know either you're that woman or you're not. It takes a dynamic woman for a man to say, I do. Or will you marry me?
Absolutely. Let me throw a wrinkle in here with it, because you nailing it, man. And that's really how I found myself married. Wasn't looking for it. And you look up one day and like, damn, I loved it. Like I just said a little while ago, damn, I'm in love and I gotta go on and get married. You know what I'm saying? You know, but as far as the playing hard to get, Bert, going back with you, my brother, when you're a shark, you eating everything in front of you. So I agree with you 1,000%. Now, funny thing has happened though, as I've aged, and I'm gonna talk about this in terms of being pro-man. We got a lot of strong women watch my show, come on my panel, and they represent themselves. I'm talking about magnificently. You know, I mean, they can hold their own and go toe to toe. I'm a pro man, believe it or not. We live in this time now in 2021 when women are woke, and they're running this show, and it's yours out there, sweetheart. But to answer this question about playing hard to get, as I've aged, I play hard to get, even more so now. I'll tell you why. The perception is that some kind of way pussy is more than dick. And I take exception to that.
Oh man, here we go.
No, I'm just being honest. I take exception to that. Now, don't get me wrong. That furry bank is something special. Don't get me wrong. But I would like to think that dick is pretty powerful out here too. You know, now
Go.
good dick, ladies, have really wrecked quite a few relationships. Just got a lot of power now. You know, that must have snatch have brought a lot of powerful men down. But I think men have held their own too. We got y'all to do some crazy shit too. Good dick I have some women out there slapping their mom in the face, cursing their girlfriend out, letting you drive that car even though you ain't got no license. You spending all your EBT card on good dick and you didn't feed your kids now.
Forget about your kids.
You know, I'm trying to tell you now. First of the month, I see it in the grocery stores. I live in the grocery stores. So yeah, I'll play hard to get sometimes because guess what? You know what? You have to earn this. You know, and I done hit a stage in my life where I feel like I'm bringing enough to the table to where, you know what? Just like I have to work to get that, you got to work to get this. You have to jump through a few hoops. So do I play hard to get? You damn right. You damn right I do. And I'm pro man with it. Absolutely. So I had to say that.
Oh man, this is crazy. I hear you though, Black. I hear you, brother.
There you go. Kenny, your answer sparks me to ask the next question because you talked about how sometimes you keep things to yourself. Daracel wants to know, why is it so hard for men to articulate their feelings? This might be, just so you know, this might be our last question time-wise. So why is it so hard for men to articulate their feelings?
I think it's hard for men to. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, fam. You got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it's hard. I think it's hard for men to articulate their feelings because they are. It's not so much for them. They want to. It's hard for them to articulate their feelings because they don't know how it will be received. To be honest with you, I think if they are honest and say, "Hey, I want you to do this," or "I want you to do that," it's going to be a backlash to where what the hell you mean you know what I'm saying? So I think it's not hard for men to articulate their feelings, but because of a course of action over time. Because men, we count up the cost of things, and we think about the outcomes of certain things because we're very cerebral people.
Yes.
And over time, we're like, you know what? I'm not gonna tell you how I feel because I know if I tell you how I really feel, you ain't gonna take it the right way.
Wow.
You're gonna bring it back on me.
Wow.
So that's why we don't articulate our feelings, because most people, if you know, you see a guy that don't have a whole lot of friends, it's because that's a guy that tells niggas the truth.
Okay. Kenny, come in here. Come on in here. I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm done.
Come on, Kenny.
I mean, my fam, he hit a lot on the head, but I would say this: I think most men, we don't want to become emotionally vulnerable with our women. And when I say that, emotionally naked, because we quick to get physically naked, but we don't want to get emotionally naked. So
I like that.
That's difficult for men, and I can honestly say it's definitely been difficult for me, because I feel like then if I do let you into my innermost and all that, then that could be used against me later on. Like, you know, so for me to allow a woman to become emotionally to really let that out with a woman, I have to feel comfortable and know that, yo, you really love me, you really dig me, you really listening to me,
right?
You get me. Really all men want is a woman that gets us. Get me. I'm not perfect, but just get me in my emotional state. Sometimes I ain't gonna have it all together, but get me. And then I have to feel comfortable in letting you in and let you know I'm having issues here. It's some things I'm dealing with. And I have to be in a comfortable state with allowing you to do that. But like I said, it's hard for a lot of men, us to become emotionally naked with women.
Wow, I love that answer. Come on, Bert.
Yeah, I think it's more or less to do with how the way it's society and how the way we're raised and how we're viewed as men. we're taught to just take on everything, to be the king of the jungle. You the man, you shoulder everything. And a lot of times it's hard for us to really decompress and to really let you know how we feel, because then we don't want to be vulnerable, because we don't want a woman to think that we a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, you sound like a chick.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times it's a different type of dynamic, and it's a different type of balance, because if we really tell you how we feel, you'll be like, damn, like we really keep in a ton, and a lot more than what women really know. A lot of things that you don't think we care about, we do care about. But guess what? We don't want you to see us sweat, because we already trying to handle the situation and trying to be Superman.
Love that answer.
So it's tough when you all of a sudden want us to just kind of take that stuff off of our shoulders and then become humble. And I do agree. It does take a special woman.
Yes.
That way you can go ahead and take that off your shoulder, where she can say, baby, I got you. I understand where you're coming from. Let me know what's going on. What's wrong with you?
Yes.
And really mean it, and where you can get to a point where you can become vulnerable. Hey, you might even shed a goddamn tear at that time, because you know what? I found somebody that really understands and that really is taking the time out to see me for what I am, and to really take on what I'm taking on, to understand where I'm coming from.
I love it, man. Bravo. Raheem, what you got to add, my brother?
I agree. It's definitely how we were raised to be as men, and how we to carry on so much, and not show any emotions. I mean, my dad was, kind of instilled that in me. He was like, you gotta show no weakness. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you gotta be hard all the time. But as time changes, depending on the situation or the woman, some men don't know how to break down certain walls. Some men get to a point where they just like mentally break. Like, you tell me you don't love me, shit, I don't know how I'm gonna take that, man. They don't know how to handle it.
That's right.
So I think certain things have to be in place. It definitely takes a good woman to be able to sit and listen to you, whether you mad, whether you sad, or however you deal with your emotions, but being able to kind of articulate what you're trying to say, or just be there. If you can't understand me emotionally, just be there. Hold me or something. Let's just sit and be quiet for a second and breathe or whatever. But a lot of men just don't know how to break those type of emotions down, and some just do. I usually when I was younger, I used to watch different brothers in different relationships. Some brothers would play the hard role, and girls was just falling for it. And then you had the other guys who would be all emotional and sensitive, like, girl, I feel your pain. Let me write you this poem, and they be into it. So I'm like, what side?
Right.
How am I supposed to be? Who am I supposed to be?
Right.
So it's just so many different cuts from how to express yourself, to the point where either I'm gonna tell you or I'm not. I'm just gonna deal it with my way, and you either understand it or you don't, until I'm able to break it down or figure out how to say what. Or
okay.
Bert,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Bert.
But yeah, I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of what he said, because it's a lot of different variables that go into this. But basically, we're going to double right back around. When that woman that do understand you, when you become vulnerable and you can let out all your feelings, that's the woman we pretty much gonna marry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. Now, I will say this. I look at Raheem G. I look at your shirt. It says "Trust me," right?
Right.
And I think the whole common denominator of all of this is, do you trust that woman with your feelings?
Okay. Okay.
Do
And
you trust that?
hold that thought for my
Okay.
last question.
Mm.
No, because you and Bert, we're gonna get one more question in here, and please don't forget your thought.
Oh no, I won't. I won't.
Okay. Because I wanna end this last question by answering it myself. For me, it's a twofold answer, Daracel, and it piggybacks on Raheem and Bert. I come from a family where I have 5 older brothers. You know, Bert, you talked about watching the dichotomy between somebody who plays hard versus somebody who plays soft, you know, and seeing the responses from both of them. Everything I am comes from 2 brothers. They're no longer living. Both died of HIV and AIDS. One of my brothers, Paul, he was a straight thug, abusive to women, the best looking brother out of all of us, you know, smooth black skin, drug dealer in a gang, kicked women, beat them, this and that, and they loved this man's dirty draws. Then my other brother Al was an intellectual, took me to museums and ballet and plays and introduced me to reading and everything. So he had a different approach. So I had the benefit of watching both of them and how they approach things. To answer your question, Daracel, is twofold for me. I don't think it's being taught anymore about how to articulate. You know, if you look at the panel here, we're all over a certain age. What's missing in households now is teaching men, young men, how to articulate their feelings. And so I think this newer generation, they're learning from watching TV, from videos. And so they're examples of what it means to talk to a woman. They talk in a lot of cases the way they text in 140 characters. You ask a man today, like, what you want to do? It's whatever. What you doing? Nothing. You know? And so you're asking these guys who have missed out on the art of knowing how to even hold a conversation to now be in an adult relationship and articulate what they're feeling to you in a world that tells them if they open up, you a bitch. You're this, you're that. So it's like, I love the points that was made that men think about a lot of things. They hold it in. You know, it's not that we don't hear you guys, but it is very difficult to articulate that because they're not being taught it. And then the second part is how it's received that was mentioned. One of my favorite movies is Baby Boy. There's a scene in the movie Baby Boy where the Jody and whatever the girl name is was going up the stairs and she's saying to him, Jody, please tell me you didn't sleep with that girl. He's like, Yvette, leave me alone. They got the food and everything. Oh my God, Jody did. Finally, he yells out, all right, Yvette, I fucked her. Is that what you want to hear? Oh my God. The truth that's in that scene is that a lot of times y'all don't want to hear the truth. A lot of women prefer to live inside the lie. And so even when the truth is put out there, boom, you don't want to receive it the right way. So my 2-4 answer is it's not being taught, but a lot of times men don't articulate their feelings is because we know on the other side of that, you don't want to hear the true feelings. You're more comfortable living inside of that lie. Because if we told you some truth sometime, how are you going to handle it? That we don't like that you do X, Y, and Z. And maybe you should get up and go do X, Y, and Z. And why do you do this and that? And so my thing is sometimes it's better to let you live inside the lie to keep peace in the home. And that's the answer to that. So again, I know we can keep going with this, but I want to squeeze in. It's perfect timing. One last question that comes from Tasha Mack, and it's appropriate with this being our Valentine's Day show. Last question, guys. What does love look like to you? This is coming from Tasha. So it's appropriate to end it on this segment. So and I'm gonna start with you, Kennard, because you was about to go in a good direction for this last question. Because you're talking about trust me and communication. What does love look like for you?
Well, it's not so much what love looked like, is what love is. I think love evolves over time. I think about when I was engaged to my wife, and now, you know, you look at the chronology of the time, love evolves. The same person that you met in 2013 is not the person that you are with now. I think love evolves. I think love is it's a very it can be a complicated thing, but when you look at it from a realistic standpoint, you look at it as, you know what? Love is what love is. And you go back to the Bible that says love conquers all. And I think about, like, I think that's true, because when I look at the chronology of even my marriage, from where we started into where we are now, you know, love looks like trust, love looks like pain, love looks like endurance, love looks like fuck you, I don't want to be with you no more. Love looks like we've made it through this storm and now we are where we are now. And just like the Bible says, and when I think about all the people that I've ever lost because of love, well, not because of love, but people that I've lost that I've loved. My grandfather, I still love him. He's dead. My grandmother, I still love her. She's dead. That lets me know that love conquers all. That the common denominator of all things in life, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, is genuine love. So that's where I stand with that. And I think love can grow things. Love can, get things to the next level. So yeah, love, for me, love looks like life.
Okay.
That's life. Love is life.
Okay. Bert or Raheem, what does love look like for you?
For me, love is kind. Love is perfect. Love is long suffering. Love doesn't seek its own. And I think you know where I'm going with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that's what love is to me. Love is understanding. That's what love looks like to me. Love can trump all things, even if you're going through something bad or tumultuous. Love trumps that. Love is everything that you can, everything within yourself that you can give to another person without hesitation, even if that means you could possibly lose your life. A lot of us can speak that, but do you really mean that?
Wow.
I mean, and that's what love looks like to me. Loving the things that I might not really even think about, but you're thinking about that and you're going to a next level type deal. That's what love looks like to me. And it doesn't judge me. A judgment-free zone. That's what love is to me. And so, ladies, I will say this. That's what you really have to base it upon. The checks and balances, if you're looking for a man or vice versa, man looking for a woman, that's what it's all about. It's really about getting to that ultimate state of love where you don't even see yourself anymore. And I'm not saying you forget about yourself.
Right.
Not saying you forget about yourself. You can still be yourself, but you become selfless.
Love that. Love that. Love that scriptural answer. Raheem, what does love look like for you?
I'm gonna have to piggyback on Bird. I like that too much. Love to me is definitely sacrifice. Definitely being willing to sacrifice the needs of yourself for someone else, you know. Like I think it's so much as like you want a lot. You want a lot. It's a lot of things you want, but I'm willing to set aside the things that I want so that you have it. You know, I don't mind doing, when you don't mind doing it, you know, you do it. You do it because it's what love means to you. Even if you don't tell me thank you, even if you don't give me nothing back, you know, I know that my love is about sacrifice. And to kind of go back to what Bert was saying, my mentor once told me that the way that you know that somebody really loves you, before you even think about, if you want to know if somebody's truly made for you or truly has your best interest, if you go to 1 Corinthians 13:4-7, where it says love is patient, Everywhere that love is, put their name there.
Ooh.
Raheem is patient. Raheem is kind. Raheem does not envy. Raheem does not boast. If you can put his name or her name where love is throughout all that, you got a good one.
I love it. You came back right on time, Kenny, with the last question for the night. What does love look like for you?
Love for me is whoa, that's a deep one. For me, in a whatever relationship I am, I'm gonna give love is kind, love is forgiving, love is accepting. Love is accepting that person for who they are, and love is not trying to change anyone. For me, romantically, love is about being a giver and not taking, and not being selfish. The big word for me, love is not selfish. Love is giving. So anytime that I can find that person, that if I ever find her again, I also want all that I'm saying that love is, I also want to be the producer of love to that person as well.
Thank you. Fantastic. Fantastic. So let me close out. For me, like Kenny, I'm looking for love, and before I say that, there's no way I can top your answer, Bert. The Bible, nobody beats the risen Jesus. It's a little joke, but you can't beat the biblical. It is what it is. So I'll add this to it. Jeremy, you said love looks like serenity. Second son, you said love is honest. So I'll talk about those parts of it. For me and what I'm searching for, that is what it looks like for me. It has to be honest and bring me peace, because I'm divorced. I know what marriage is. I know how difficult it is. For those married people out there, marriage is not easy, And even if you ain't married, being in a relationship, a committed one, it's a lot of work. A relationship is a living, breathing entity. And if you don't put energy into it, it's like anything else. I work from home in a sedentary position. So because I'm not moving anymore, my muscles are atrophying. I got to reteach myself to get up and move around. You got to give a relationship that same kind of energy. And I'm talking about every day, because you're learning each other, your different personalities. We know that men and women see things differently. So for me, love has to be honest, accept me and all of me. And I'm looking for somebody I can accept all of them. That needle has moved in terms of what I'm looking for. And so for me, the love has to be honest. But to your point, Jeremy, it has to be peaceful. The reason why I don't have a girlfriend, I'm not going to have just anybody for the sake of having a girlfriend, and I don't have peace in my house. I worked too hard to get to this point in my life where if I got to fight the man outdoors and the system and this and that, and then in my behind my closed walls, I don't have peace. Anybody who knows me, I don't do arguing. I don't do the fighting, and I'm not breaking up my own shit and all that old kind of stuff. So I want somebody who is adding to my level of peace of mind, peace of soul, because that's how we live longer. White people live longer than black people for a reason. And that's because they have a level of peace and security that we don't. They go out and play golf. They don't worry about a lot of the shit that we worry about. So what love for me has to be somebody that's adding to my quality of life, for me to be honest with them and share my feelings, like you said, that I can be everything I am, warts and all. I'm an opinionated SOB. So that person has to love that part of me and know how to deal with that. And we can be peaceful with each other and coexist together. That's what I'm looking for. What that package may come in, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to look like. And so that's what for me it is. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of this Valentine's show. I think it was phenomenal. I thank you guys for taking the time out of your schedules to be here. I love you guys. Appreciate you. The more I come to know about each and every last one of you, my respect factor is through the roof. I hope we can do something like this again. I may even put together something where now we have women and the men could ask questions, you know, the same way we did this. But I think this is valuable, you know, because I get so many women wanting to know, what are we thinking? How do we say it? And I think you guys handled everything so brilliantly. So I thank you guys for supporting the show. Again, as you see at the bottom of the screen, don't forget to subscribe. Please tell your friends, tell your relatives to subscribe to this channel. It's going to allow us to continue to put out good content. If you know me, what I try to bring to my shows is a little bit of education, a little bit of fun, and to keep it real. And that's what this is about. So please, please subscribe. I want to thank everybody for being a part of it tonight. So thank you guys.
I want to salute every one of these black things that was on this panel. I want each one of you. I mean, I love
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. I salute you.
And I love each one of you black people.
Same here. Thank you. Thank you. Bernard, Bert, man, you guys have, you know what, as we hit this stage, you know, we want to surround ourselves with real people. And it's nothing like intelligent black men that are real and honest and direct. Man, I will have every last one of you guys in my home. Love you, respect you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. So everybody have a enjoy the rest of your weekend. Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Good night. It's been real.
Peace.
And thank you, support for all of my viewers. Thank you so much for the questions and the support. Everybody have a great weekend.
All right.